Good morning, welcome to another episode on the Z4. Beautiful sunny day today. Today's jobs, because I've got a bit of a gammy elbow, so I can't really do lifting and shifting, but I'm going to walk you through what I did on the front end because my battery ran out last time. Walk you through what I did on the front end, and then I've got a couple of little jobs inside that I can do that my gammy elbow lets me do. We got the gear linkage, if you remember from the last video. Got a bit of a loose gear linkage, so I'm going to investigate that and put my Sherlock Holmes-ness to it to see what's going on. Take some internal trim off and see what the crack is there. I want to give it a good clean on the inside, and I want to try and take out these LEDs that someone has not particularly professionally installed. So short little episode, give it a good clean, show you around the front end, show you my plans with that, and have a look at this gear linkage and see what I can sort out there. See what the crack is. Let's go. Alright, first things first, I've got to take this Stormworks gear knob off, which I think is 2mm Allen keys. And I thought right. 2 little grub screws. Don't know how much I need to undo to get that off. Oh, there's a weight on that. 100 quid's worth, that is. Some people got more money than sense. Right, that's off. Now I need to take this surround out, and I've got a little tool. Goes into there. It just prizes. That should now come up, like that. Sorry about the glare from the sun. Something we're not used to, is it? And then there's a little clip there. I think you just pull that out. There we go. Put that at one side. Alright, what we got now? We got a little gate there, a little sound deadening thing. Okay, can't really see much from above here. There's a grommet there. Can I take that out from this side? I have no idea what I'm doing here, by the way, so if you do know what you're doing and you're shouting at the screen, just comment how much of a knobhead I am below. That's fine. I just want to be able to see. I can see something there that pushes down. Alright, let's do some research. Right, I got a bit of a better view of this thing. And I don't think this should be moving. I feel like it should be static. And that's what's dropping down and fouling what I was right in my original video, which is the prop shaft. Hear that? That's it in the prop shaft there. So it kind of needs to be in the right place, but how to get it in the right place? Maybe it's an under the job car. Under the job car? Maybe it's an under the car job. Yeah, not too sure what's going on with this. Might have to get under the car to have a look. Yeah, bear with, caller. Well, under the car doesn't really help me because, I don't know if you can see. Stick my phone up there. It's right the way, probably it's about there where I need to be, which means exhaust is in the way and heat shield is in the way. Now I could just take this downpipe off here, and that flange there, that would get this down for me to take this heat shield down and investigate it. So I might do that. See how that goes. Right, I have done some researchings, and thanks to Danny DC2, no other than the one and only Danny DC2, did this a while back on the Green Bastard. For those of you who are Danny DC2 fans, that's an E46 330i, maybe M54 engine. But it's going to be the same concept, right? So I understand the principles behind how this works now. and I think I know what's wrong. So this yoke as a pin, or it extends this way, just like a pencil width thing that goes into a bush. Now that doesn't look like it's being held in by a bush, does it? Ding, 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 dinner's ready. Now the only way to get to this is from underneath. So I am gonna have to take the exhaust off, the prop shaft off, the heat shield off, and potentially the flex disc off the gearbox. And I might order an entire rebuild kit for it, because it's a driver's car. It needs to feel like a driver's car. Right, I'll have to fight in with getting, I tried to get both of these off, but that bolt is rounded, so I'd have to cut that off. So I think I can get to where I need to be under the gear shifter by pulling this heat shield down. And I think I already know what the issue is. There's a little bush at the back of the shifter, so let's just see what we can see. Yeah, just as I thought. It's missing. But where is it? Ah! Yeah, that's the issue. So if you can see up there, that little bracket, I'll point to it on the camera, is where that should be held. And then the back of the shifter rod should go into the back of there. Now I've got a replacement one of these in the form of a poly bush. So I just need to create enough room here to be able to get my hands up in here to repair it. Let's see what we're working with, shall we? So this is what I've got. This is the broken one. It's fallen off somehow. Don't know how, but I'll investigate that. And then this is my poly bush replacement then. So that goes in there with a bit of grease, and then the rod goes through the middle there. Hopefully give me a bit of a stiffer feel. Let's see if I can get that fitted and fix my gear shifter. Right then, she's in. It was a bit of a faff, and there's definitely been some movement in this bracket here that I've tried to bash back into place, but for now it's in. Gear shift feels solid, it's not moving around, so let's go and feel what it feels like from up top. Back up top now. Oh yes, that's the ticket. That's just what we need. That is nice and rifly. See now down there, no movement in that whatsoever. So, good little fix. I am well happy with that fix. A little bit more involved than I wanted it to be. I'm gonna have to try and figure out what to do with that exhaust bolt. I don't particularly want to put it back together like that. But at least now the gear shifter isn't gonna be resting on the prop shaft. I'm gonna have a nice intended feeling on my gear shifters. I have actually got some other parts coming for this gear shifter mechanism, so I'm probably not going to put all that back together for now until those parts arrive. I've got another bushing that goes on the front of the gearbox, and I've also got a replacement ball cup. Whether I'm going to do that now, I don't know. I might just put those on the shelf for the time being just to see how it goes, because I'm going to have to take what I've just taken off all back off again to get to it, which I don't particularly want to do. So yeah, I might do that, I might not. Stay tuned. Okay, front end is off. Just give an update on this. I've got a new crash bar for it, so a new crash structure will be going on it, and I need to get a new bumper, and I'll be fixing the headlights maybe in this episode. I've got some plastic welding kit turning up off Amazon for like 15 quid to try and re-weld some of the tabs on. Old crash structures over there with a bumper. I'm going to try and get the bumper repaired at some point, and then I need to figure out what plastics I need, because there's a lot of plastics on here that are a bit, they're not snapped, that's the shape that they be, but this wheel arch liner is snapped, but that's like a whole new wheel arch liner, so I need to figure out what plastics I need to try and get it all back together, because a lot of the plastics are needed to get air into the radiator, and I don't want to stop that from happening. There's a couple of things I thought about doing sort of whilst I'm here, like this auxiliary belt, tensioner, water pump, but to be honest I think I'll probably just leave it and drive it for now. I don't want to throw parts of this just in case there's something a little bit more catastrophic. But see, there's a few little, I don't know if that's oil, is it? A few little wet patches there of oil, but again, you know, it's coming from here. I don't really know what these I don't know these engines at all really, so I just want to drive it and make sure there's nothing too catastrophic going on before I start really investing some time in it. I'm hoping to have this back on the road in a couple of weeks. I need to get some two new front tyres. I'll get some Eagle F1s to match the rears. The discs and pads will be fine. They'll scrub off. Yeah, getting there with it. Absolutely making progress. Slowly but surely. It doesn't help that I've got a gammy elbow. That's hindering progress. I'm hoping to have it back on the road soon. One thing I need to do is clean this stinking engine, because it is a big grim. So cue the degreaser and a bit of jet wash action. That's looking a lot better now. See some shiny bits. Still see some not so shiny bits, but I'll let that dry out in the nice sunshine, and then we'll have a bit of a cleaner working area then. Yes, I like it. Right, that's my new slam panel out the box, so I thought I'd show you some of the differences between my smashed up one and this one. Now, one of the biggest ones I saw was how this had creased in yet. This is the top, so that's the bonnet catch there. Here's the crash bar. You can already see how that's been crumpled in from the crash, but more importantly you can see how this is dipped in like that, whereas on this one you can see how it's a lot more protruded. So yeah, a couple of things I need to swap over. I need to swap over the bonnet release catch, because that ties in this little support bar here. I've got a support bar with a new one which goes there onto those bolts and kind of holds this all in structure, but there's nothing on top here, so I just need to swap that over. These two side pods here, so these little winglets, I need to swap them over. So that goes from, I think, these ones here, holding all this on, these, all over to here. I don't know why those are holding on. These ones have got bolts in them, and these haven't. I don't know why, because underneath they're just screws by the looks. I don't know why they hold on, but we'll swap them over nonetheless. Yeah, got to try and get these out without rounding them, and then maybe replace them with new ones when I put it in. Other than that, it in all kind of bolts back up. So I'm not going to be able to get that done today, but through the power of editing, you should be able to kind of see it. That side's off as well. This is a Body Shop approved holding stick. On a stick, in your drain. Professional. Progress is being made on the Z. I have a front end. I've reassembled all the front end. Still got a couple of bolts to find because I'm missing some, and I've replaced some with non-standard ones, but what are you going to do? I need to find a little bit of a nut to go on the end of there because I had to grind that off. Slowly been getting all the snap bolts and studs out of the headlight hangers, but we are making progress. I've just started putting in all the little plastic shrouds here, but everything is bolted up. So next thing I need to do, drop the radiator in. Right, making progress, radiator's in. All the room ran, aircon pipes back in. Got these top radiator hoses reconnected, and the one at the bottom there. The only one I'm struggling with is this bottom hose down here because of my gammy arm. But I've got all my cold air intake all plumbed in again, all screwed in from the top. I've even put in the rad trim to keep the airflow into the rad. I think I ain't done a bad job on that, considering I am no professional. Bonnet latch back in. I had to bend this. I had to bend that back into place because it was all out, but now it lines up lovely. Just needs to be, there we go. Just needs a little bit more bending actually. Otherwise, that's looking good. Progress. Next on the list is the rear quarter on that side to take out, and see if I can repair that rear quarter then. Got some ideas. Next on the list, let's get this rear quarter done, because as you can see, it's not quite as straight and aerodynamic as I'd like it to be. But thankfully, it all bolts off. So let's get it swapped out. Okay, I'm stuck on one bolt, that Torx bolt there, which is decided to identify as a circle now. I've tried hammering different sizes in, but it's just the metal behind it is too soft to get a good purchase on. So I've recruited the resources of Commander Angle McGrinder to relieve this Torx bolt of his duties. I've been looking at this, and I think, I reckon I can repair this. It's just a bit of panel beating here or there, a little bit of filler, and a repaint, and it'll be done. So, yeah, let's get started. Oh yeah, that's looking better already. There's some of the grey spots. I think I can find something that'll help me with this. See what I found is, this little edge here matches that perfectly. So all I need to do really is just very carefully. Perfect. Excellent. I don't know panel beaters technique, but I can use this face mint. And there she is. I think that's come out bloody decent, I do. Who needs a panel beater? Time to get back in the car. Right, it's taking a bit of tweaking. There is a bracket under here that I'm not going to be able to undo, but that's just one of many. When I do this one, those three, this one and these three, this one will also then be secured by the wheel arch line, and I don't think it's going to be going anyway, so I'm pretty confident that that's fine. If I do find it's causing me issues further down the line, it's not too difficult to just unclip this little bit of the bumper and maybe secure it a little bit more there. So now I just need to put the rear light back in so that I can line it up before I do everything up. Then it should be good to do up. That's the rear quarter done. Not much left for it to get back on the road now. I just need my front bumper sorted, a set of 2 front tyres, and get my driver's side door fitted. But my driver's side door doesn't stop me from driving it or MOTing it. It's just a bit ugly for the time being. So I'm going to consider this episode a massive success. So thanks very much for sticking by us. I don't know how long this episode's going to be. It's going to be a big one because I've got, what have I done? I've taken the front end off, I've reassembled the front end, put it all back together, got the rad all back together, taken the rear quarter off, put the new rear quarter back on. Yeah, it doesn't sound like I'd have done an awful lot when you're doing that, does it? But yeah, it's taken a hot minute to do that. What's next on the list to do? I need to get the bumper sorted, so I'm going to drop that off to a body shop friend of mine to see if he can salvage my Z4 bumper. If not, I might just have to look for a replacement one. I got to get 2 new front tyres. I got to repair puncture in one of my rear tyres. I got a door come in, I need to swap all the gubbins out of and get a new door handle for it. And then should be ready for MOT. Oh, I also need to fix my headlights. I need to try and plastic weld all the tabs back on. So I've got a little plastic welder off eBay for like 10, 11 quid or whatever it is. So I'm gonna try and bodge it back together with that. But I just need the headlights in just to get it through an MOT. And then I can start driving it. And then we can get the modifications sorted on it. I wanna get a nice fruity exhaust, a nice fruity intake for it. I wanna remap it. Lots to do. Maybe lower it a bit, get some decent brakes. It's definitely not the end of the Z4 series, so please stay tuned for some straight 6 BMW goodness.